All right, hello everybody. Welcome to the newest episode of Batmobile Talkings. I appreciate you listening today. I know it's been a while, sorry. It's a little hard to come up with ideas on what to talk about, honestly. So it's just me by myself today. Nobody's with me, so you just get me by myself. Hopefully you enjoy. Basically, I decided I'm just gonna talk to you about what I've been watching on TV or whatever. So right now I just got done watching on Disney Plus. I don't know if y'all have that service or not. If you don't, you really should look into it. It's I like it a lot. There's a lot of good stuff on there. I mean, there's also a lot of stuff on there that I'll never watch, never ever. But right now I'm watching Boy Meets World. Great show from the 90s. I remember watching it as a kid. I didn't really watch it like when it came on originally. I think maybe I might have watched like the last season, but I was still like maybe a tad too young to watch it when it was originally coming on. But anyways, right now I'm watching it, going through it all. Just got done watching season 4, episode 20. So 420. It's called The Security Guy. That's the name of the episode. The synopsis of it is Eric, the older brother, he's been out of high school now for a couple years and working for his dad. And he screws up and costs him a lot of money when he hires a TV bear. A bear that's been on TV. And then his dad and mom decide to fire him. So Eric decides, hey, I'm going to get another job. And he becomes a security guard, or a security guy, as he calls it. And the rest of the episode's about Corey and Topanga are taking the SATs, and they get Sean to join in with them for a study class, I guess. SAT prep class, that's what it's called. And then Eric, he's working security guard and meets another guy who is taking the class also. So Eric decides that he'll take it. So they all end up taking the class, and at the end of the episode, we find out that Eric scores 1120 on his SATs, which is, that's a pretty good score. I mean, I think so. I know me personally, I scored a 12 something. I mean, that's been 14 years ago, so I don't remember the exact score. I want to say it was 1260 or 1220, but again, I don't really remember. But either way, he gets an 1120, so Eric is, now realizes he can go to college, so he starts looking at colleges. We don't find out what Corey or Topanga or Sean got. I'm sure we'll find out in the next episode. But all in all, I think it was a pretty good episode. I mean, every episode of Boy Meets World is pretty good. Also we get to see Morgan, the sister, Corey's younger sister. We don't see her too often as the show gets going. They even make fun of that in one episode where one episode they reference how she went to her room for timeout and doesn't come out for a while. Very reminiscent of other siblings and other shows. Obviously the most famous is Chuck from Happy Days. If you don't know who Chuck is, well, now obviously you missed the first couple of episodes, because that's Richie's older brother who never gets seen again after season 1. You also get Seven from Married with Children. We don't ever know what happened to him, really. He gets sent to his room, we never see him again. So, you get a lot of that in TV shows, I guess. They just run out of ways to, Morgan never really, I don't think Morgan ever had a storyline, ever. I'm trying to think. I know at some point they even switched actresses for her. So, who really, who knows? I don't know. They never really had a plan for her, I guess. It seems like they would have, she would have a one episode story sometimes, but she never was a big part of the show. But obviously this episode, again, great episode. Mr. Feeney, they all thank him, because you think naturally, now that they're about to all be done with high school, that Feeney might be gone. They might move on. This might be the end of Feeney, which obviously that doesn't happen, because you can't get rid of Feeney. He really is one of the main characters. He's more of a main character than the parents, really. So they couldn't get rid of him. That would have been a huge mistake. But at that point in time, you kind of can tell, like, oh, okay, well, we're moving on from Feeney finally. Elementary school, middle school, high school. Like, he was with them the whole way. So finally, they're going to get rid of him. So they're all thanking him. We also don't get Mr. Turner in this episode. I don't know where he's at. He kind of vanishes also from the show. Which I guess makes sense. He was just their high school teacher. Of course, Sean did live with them for a while. So, and I like this episode also because Eric is the main character, and Eric is my favorite character in the show. I liked Sean early on, but once, probably, I guess, season 4, I guess this was the season where it kind of, they started, he kind of turned, like, he was no longer, like, kind of rebellious, like, he kind of was just, the pretty boy, all the girls liked him, and then, he just, I don't like that, like, but Eric, goofy, dumb, funny, Eric's the best. Corey's just weird. I mean, like how he gets a girl like Topanga, I'll never be able to figure that out, but good for him. I definitely think that was, I don't think they ever really played into that enough, about how he was, she was way out of his league. They really needed to play that up more, because she really was, especially as the show went on and she got way hotter. I mean, early on, okay, I get it, but as the show got on, she really outgrew him, but whatever, they kept them together. Definitely not like Saved by the Bell, where Zach and Kelly were both hot and they totally fit together. But this one was a weird little geeky kid with a, kind of a very attractive Topanga. So Eric, like I said, he finally goes to college, or is thinking about going to college. So good for him. I mean, I never really went to college. I think, but obviously, hey, if he can go with a 1120 SAT score, I probably could have made it with a 12 something. But, obviously I didn't go. But I guess it's never too late, right? It's never too late. That's not what they say. Like, and you can be whatever you want to be. That was also the theme of the show. That's what his dad told him a couple times. But I mean, I still don't even know why they fired him. I thought the TV bear was a great idea. It just, costed a lot of money. But it's a bear. I mean, come on. Who doesn't want to go meet a bear? That was on TV. They even said he was on an episode of Little House on the Prairie. And the bear works great with kids. So, seemed like a great idea to me. Eric always had some good ideas. Just, I don't think people ever appreciated it. But, so overall, great show. I'll probably watch a couple more episodes here later. Nothing else going on. I don't really know what else I'm watching. So, I mean, I'll watch a whole bunch of shows at one time. Usually stuff I've seen before. I'm not really, very rarely do I watch new shows. So, you'll probably hear me talking, I plan on getting on here more often now and just continuing talking about what I'm watching. So, you'll hear me talking about a lot of older shows and possibly older movies. Because, like I said, I don't really watch too many newer stuff. I mean, I think, I don't know, it just doesn't interest me, really. So, like, I'm trying to think what else I'm watching. I know I'm still rewatching Lost, which you can watch on Hulu. That's my favorite show of all time. So I'll probably have a very long episode about that show, just because, I mean, that's the greatest show ever. I don't see how people don't like it. It baffles me, really. I'm also watching Cobra Kai on Netflix. I've seen it already, but that is a newer show that I like. So I guess, sometimes I do like newer shows. But Boy Meets World, like I said, it's a great show. I do remember watching it when I was a kid. I definitely remember watching the last season when it was live. I remember my dad watching it with me. I don't even know if he liked it. He probably didn't, but hey, he kept his kid happy, so. But yeah, it's a good show. I mean, it's a cult class. I mean, it's not even a cult class. It's just a classic show now. I mean, everybody, I think everybody from like mid-20s to late 30s probably really loved that show. And it was a classic. It really was. Had a lot of memorable characters. I mean, everybody knows Topanga. First of all, the name. I mean, how you can't forget a girl named Topanga. Like, you really can't. But also another thing from this episode that I watched, security guy. When Eric was working, like I said, he had a coworker, the other security guard, who told him about how in his native country, which doesn't really say what his native country was. I'd say it was India, because he sounded Indian, looked Indian, but you never know. But he tells Eric how he was an engineer over there and already went to college, and now in America he had to start all over. And I mean, that's kind of, that kind of gives you an insight into, holy crap, like, that would be tough to give up like a good job in that country to come here. But just another reason why greatest country in the world. And obviously he motivated Eric to get his life together. Also, Sean got to eat cake in the SAT prep class. If I could have ate cake in school, I probably would have showed up more and done better. I think they definitely should offer snacks during class. That would have been, I definitely would have paid a lot more attention. But, needless to say, I never got cake. Never got to eat during class at all. Even in high school, we had lunch like right in the middle of a class. Like, you'd go to class, then take like a 30-minute break to eat lunch, and then go back to class. It was like, but you couldn't bring food back to the class with you, which made no sense. Especially at a busy school like mine. Like, sometimes you didn't even really have time to go through the line and then, sit down and eat. Like, it was awful. Hated school. So, but good for Eric, for getting 1,100. That's a good score. They said the first time he took it, he got like a 900, so he improved. Good for him. So he's finally going to go to college. I think they end up going to Pembroke, which he even mentions at the end of the episode. He's comparing that and Harvard, which is a little, another little joke to how Eric knows nothing and is an idiot. But, a couple of years removed from high school, he decides to go to college. Good for him. And very tear-jerk moment with him and his dad, where, his dad starts crying, how that is. Like I said, it was a very happy-go-lucky episode. It's towards the end of the season, so I think there's 2 episodes left. I'm sure there'll be some kind of cliffhanger, probably. And I'm sure we'll also figure out what scores Corey and Topanga and Sean got. And, we'll probably figure out which college they're going to go to. Because, obviously Corey and Topanga are about to graduate, so they got to decide what college they're going to go to. Like I said, I'm pretty sure they all go to Pembroke, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I actually like I actually kind of like the episodes where they go to college. It's a good, I don't know, it's good. They introduced Sean's other brother, his half-brother, which was played by one of the Lawrence brothers. What was his name? Matthew Lawrence? No. I can't remember his name. But anyways, they bring him on as Sean's brother, so that's pretty cool. But overall, like I said, it's a great show. So much to it. And, I think this has to be one of the special episodes because we got to see Morgan again. We don't really see her much. And she looked a mess. Like, I never really understand. Like, sometimes it's just like they wake the actress up and say, hey, go on set, because they never had anything for her. It was kind of funny. Like, to me, I think they should have went all out with it, though. Like, maybe just had a different actress, like, every time you see her. Or, have her dressed just very, funny or goofy every time. I think they could have really went all out with it, because especially by this point, like, okay, it's Morgan, like, she's not going to do anything. Like, literally, she sits at the table for 2 minutes out of the episode, and she had 2 lines. So, it's like, what's the point of her even being, like, they really could have done without her, really. The whole series. But, good for them, though, I guess, for keeping her around. And how that actress decided to stay on the show the whole time, too, is unbelievable. It seems like at some point she would have just been like, screw y'all, I'm not, I'm not going to be a part of this. Like, you're going to, but, she was probably getting paid pretty well, and, she was like 10, so I'm sure her parents were like, hey, you're doing this, we need the money. So, but I don't think she ever became anything. I don't know who the actress is. I don't ever remember seeing her in anything else. But really, none of them in that show really did anything else. I mean, Feeney, obviously, beforehand. But I'm talking about after. Will Friedle, Eric, he did a couple, like, Disney Channel movies or something. I mean, he did that one, what was it, Trojan Wars? Great movie. Very entertaining. Definitely should check that out. But, like, I don't remember seeing Corey do anything. Like, I mean, being Savage. Like, what did he do? Like, anything? Like, and really, I'm not even sure if he was as good of an actor as his brother Fred from The Wonder Years. Like, Fred Savage, that's where it's at. And he did a couple other things beside that show. But I think both of them work behind the scenes now. So they're both, successful still and, millionaires. Lucky them. But then, like, Topanga, even Topanga, I don't think does anything after Boy Meets World. Like, I remember seeing her in one of the National Lampoon. They did some kind of movie. Like, I don't know what it was called. Like, National Lampoon something. I don't know. She was in that for, like, a brief moment. But it seems like she could have done something. It seems like she definitely could have. Obviously, she turned Lance Bass gay. I don't know. I think I remember how they dated, and then he turned gay after that. So, it's a little scary. I'd hate to be the girl that turns the guy gay. That would be that'd be pretty sad. I would say that's probably what ruined her career. Actually, like that's why she didn't do anything else. Yeah, she's probably too afraid now because of that. Like, way to go, Lance. You ruined it for her. Good for you, buddy. Too bad you didn't get to go to space. But so yeah, I mean, overall, and Sean, I guess, did a couple things. He did, that one movie, that one scary movie. That was really about it. That was about all he did. But when you're on a successful show like that, do you really need to work again? I mean, especially considering that it comes on TV still. I think still comes on TV. So I think they still are making money. So good for them. I mean, man, that's the American dream right there. To get cast in a successful TV show that airs forever. That really is. Like, something like, like, can you imagine being in, like, Happy Days that's been aired for, like, 40 years? Like, man, that would be... See, that's the American dream right there. But, like, I can't even, like, man, that would be awesome. But, yeah, so, great... Now, I will say this. So, from this episode, security guy, there's nothing wrong with being a security guard. Just throw that out there. Like, Eric kind of makes it seem like that's kind of like a down job. But really, there's nothing wrong with that. They pay well. It's, probably good benefits. I can think of a lot worse jobs to have. And you get to carry a nightstick. Or, well, probably not nowadays because no violence, but... you get to carry a flashlight. So, that's pretty cool. You can't really... I don't get to carry a flashlight with my job. So, security guards got that going for him. And Eric even got to bring a dog with him, who was not a security guard dog, though. It was just a old dog that wanted to lay there and be useless. So, which naturally you would think of, when you think Eric gets a dog, you would think that's the kind of dog that Eric gets. Which that would be the kind of dog that I would want to. I don't want a dog that wants to play all the time. I mean, I want a dog that wants to lay there and eat cookies and watch TV. Basically, I just, it's what I do. So good, but yeah, so I hope y'all have enjoyed listening to the show. Like I said, it's a lot harder with nobody else here, so if anybody ever wants to jump on one of these with me, let me know. We can work something out. And definitely, if you have any ideas or thoughts or suggestions, let me know. And just hopefully overall, I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, I'll hopefully be back one day next week talking about something else that I'm watching. Like we'll find another show that I'm watching. I'll watch an episode and I'll talk about it. Hopefully it's something that a lot of y'all watch. That's why I chose Boy Meets World. I was like, yeah, I feel like everybody that's going to listen to this has seen Boy Meets World. And if you haven't, shame on you. It's, definitely one of the better shows from the 90s. I would put it up there. I would, if I had to make a top 10 list of, I guess that's a sitcom. Yeah, if I had to make a list of top 10 sitcoms, I would definitely put Boy Meets World up there. Probably, it's not like top 5. Definitely not top 3 for sitcoms, but it's got to be like around 8 or 9 or 10. Like, it's got to be. It's hard to really come up with, 10 sitcoms that beat it. Especially now, if you do just 90s sitcoms, then definitely probably in the top 5 for me. I think, probably the greatest sitcom of all time is Seinfeld, which, I know everybody's seen that. How have how can you live in the world and not have seen an episode of Seinfeld? Also, it looks like there's a big wreck right here, because again, I'm driving around in my car while I talk, so looks like there's a big wreck making me take a detour. Kind of sucks. Hopefully everybody's okay. Probably, it looked pretty serious, I'm sure we'll, if you watch the news, you'll probably see that on there later, but I don't watch the news, so this is my way of knowing, but yeah, so I think, Boy Meets World's got to be up there for sitcoms in the 90s. Like I said, Seinfeld, number 1, Saved by the Bell, number 2. Then for the 90s, that's Friends, I guess, could be number 3. And again, we're still in the 90s, so probably, Boy Meets World, I think, would probably be number 4. I can't really think of, who would be, above that, or what would be above that, So, but for overall, for all the years of television, you had those 3 ahead of them, then you'd probably have to have, like, Andy Griffith's Show ahead, and Happy Days ahead. Let's see, I don't really know what else would be ahead of it. So it's tough to, there's been a lot of shows, and I'm trying to think, I don't know. So Boy Meets World will probably be around like 7th or 8th all time, like in my book. So if you disagree, let me know. Wonder Years is probably. It's weird, because I said Fred Savage is better than Ben, but I actually think Boy Meets World is better than Wonder Years. But again, I think, Fred Savage was just a better actor. I think, Corey is really just kind of, he's the main character, but to me, he's not the most exciting character. I think early on you had Sean, later on you had Eric. So those 2 are definitely better. But anyways, thank you all for joining me today, Friday, November 6th, maybe. I don't know what the date is. It's definitely Friday, though. I know that. A couple of days after the election. Well, I guess the election's still going on, but whatever. That's a different story. Nobody cares. But anyways, thank you all, and I hope to see you later. All right, bye.